Welcome to all. We are going to learn the petrochemical and the eco-friendly fuel. Today's topic is synthetic petrol or the synthetic petroleum. The synthetic petroleum or syn fuel is a liquid fuel obtained from coal, natural gas, oil shale and the biomass. It may refer to a fuel derived from the other solids such as the plastic or the rubber waste. It may also often refer to a gaseous fuel produced in a similar way. The common use of the term synthetic fuel is to describe fuel manufacture via Fischer-Tropsch conversion. Second is methanol to gasoline conversion or direct coal liquefaction. Here, this petrol obtained artificially from a coal as a mixture of alkane resembling the petroleum like aliphatic hydrocarbon fuel is called as a synthetic petrol. Here, these two important methods for producing a synthetic petrol are Fischer-Tropsch process and the Burgess process. In a Burgess process, powdered coal is mixed with a heavy oil heated. Here this carbon plus the n plus 1 number of H2 is heated with the hydrogen under high pressure, which is about 200 to 250 atmosphere, and temperature at about 748 Kelvin, in presence of iron oxide as a catalyst. There is a formation of CnH2n plus 2, that is a mixture of hydrocarbon. The vapor on condensation gives a liquid resembling crude oil. This is called as a synthetic petroleum, which is on fractional distillation gives a petrol. Here, this is the flow chart for the indirect conversion synthetic fuel manufacturing process. Here, the coal and the biogas. Here, this is and the natural gases which get converted to the syngas. Syngas, it is a mixture of hydrogen and the carbon monoxide. Here, then on which process? The gasification process. Okay. Here, then this syngases which is transferred into the syngas cleanup. This syngas, and another method is what? This natural gas which on get converted to the syngas, that is a mixture of H2 and CO, by the process that is the steam methane reformation. After formation of syngas, here also it is transferred into the syngas cleanup, where the syngas is cleaning out. Then first of all, this is transferred into the Fischer-Tropsch converter. Then it is get transferred into the wax hydrocracking. Then after that transferring it, there is a formation of biodiesel fuel and the jet fuel. Whenever the syngas which is transferred into the methanol synthesis, then there is a formation of the methanol. Then it transfer into the methanol to gasoline conversion, where the gasoline which is formed. Next is the Fischer-Tropsch process. Here, this process is the collection of chemical reaction that convert a mixture of carbon monoxide and the hydrogen into a liquid hydrocarbon. The process is a key component of gas to liquid technology, produces a synthetic lubrication oil and synthetic fuel, typically from coal and natural gas or the biomass. Here the FT process has received intermittent attention as a source of low sulfur diesel fuel and to address the supply or cost of petroleum derived hydrocarbon. Here you can see a flow chart for the of the Fischer-Tropsch process, where the coal, natural gas, petroleum coke and biomass on the steam process get converted to synthetic syngases. Here then it transfer into the FT process, then where the water get removed, and this FT process, the compound which is transferred into a refining, separating and upgrading product in presence of light gases and syn crude, where the gasoline jet a diesel is formed. There are some characteristics of the synthetic fuel. It is a superior to a product derived from a conventional crude oil. Second is the naphtha fraction from syn crude is highly paraffinic. Next characteristic is the synthetic crude made from a natural gas is extremely clean. The liquid fuel produces by a new process are free of sulfur, metal, aromatic and which are very clean. The synthetic kerosene make a good linear blending component for upgrading low quality stock. This is about synthetic petroleum. Next we are going to learn the lubricating oil. First, what is a lubricant? Lubricant is a substance which are used to reduce the force of friction between two sliding surfaces, or the lubricant is a substance introduced to reduce the friction between the surface in a manual contact, which ultimately reduce a heat generated when a surface moves. It may also have the function of transmitting force, transporting foreign particle or heating or cooling a surface. The property of reducing friction is known as a lubricity. What is the lubrication? Lubrication is a process or technique employed to reduce wear on a surface in close proximity and moving relative to each other. Here there are some composition present on a lubricants. Typically it contains 90% of base oil, that is a petroleum mineral oil, and less than 10% additives. Non-liquid lubricant contains grease, powder or dry graphite, molybdenum disulfide, and here there is a tenon tape used in plumbing, etc. These non-liquid lubricant provide lubrication at a higher temperature up to 350 degree Celsius. The vegetable oil or synthetic liquid such as hydrogenated polyolefin, ester, silicon, fluorocarbon and many other are sometimes used as a base oil. The additive deliver reduced friction and wear, increased viscosity, improved viscosity index, resistance to corrosion and oxidation, aging or contamination. Next we are going to learn the additives. The property of lubricant can be improved by adding certain chemicals like antioxidant, foam depressant, corrosion inhibitor, detergent disperser and oiliness improvers. Here there are some objectives of the lubrication. First is to reduce the frictional resistance. Second is to reduce wear on the bearing surfaces. Third is to protect the bearing surfaces from the corrosion. Next is to carry away heat from a bearing, and next is to reduce the noise from the moving component of the machine. Here there are some types of the lubricants. First is the use of animal oil, which is prepared from the animal fats. Second is the vegetable oil, which is prepared from the plant seeds. Next is mineral oil, which is prepared from hydrocarbon obtained from the mineral. Next is synthetic oil from the various chemicals. Next is grease. This is a semi-fluid lubricant, and the dry, that is the molybdenum disulfide and the grease. Here there are some types of the lubricants. The solid lubricants examples are the wax, talc, mica, molybdenum disulfide. These solid lubricants are used as a coating layer on. Okay. For example, the cooking utensils to provide non-stick surface use up to the temperature ranges 350 degree Celsius, and the chemical inertness make it a useful additive in a specific grease. Ceramic or the metal or the alloy lubricants can be used. Teflon is a brand of PTFE owned by a DuPont Co. Next is the semi-solid lubricant. Examples are the grease and the Vaseline. Next is liquid lubricant, that is the mineral oil, vegetable oil and the animal oil. Okay. Here next is the synthetic lubricants. The examples are polyglycol, silicone, organic amines, imines and the amide. Here there are some inorganic solids are there like the graphite, hexagonal boron nitride, molybdenum disulfides are the example of the material that can be used as a solid lubricant, often to very high temperature. Metal and alloy composite and the pure metal can be used as a grease additives or the sole constituent of a sliding surface and bearing. The cadmium and the gold are used for plating surfaces, which gives them good corrosion resistance and the sliding properties. Lead, tin, zinc, alloy, these are used as the sliding bearing. Some aqueous lubrication also there. The strongly hydrated brushed polymer such as PEG can act as a lubricant at a liquid solid interface. Next, there is the properties of the lubricant. First is viscosity. Here it's the resistance of the liquid to flow. Next is oiliness, the ability of the lubricant to stay in a place between the bearing surfaces. Stability, that is the retention of property as long as possible. Next is volatility. It shows the evaporation behavior of the lubricant at a high temperature, and a good lubricant should have a low volatility. Next is emulsification. It is a property of a lubricant due to which the lubricating oil mixes with water to form a emulsion. A good lubricant have low emulsion number. Next property is corrosion stability. It is a property of lubricant which represent the resistance toward the metal. A good lubricant should not take part in a corrosion. The thermal stability. A good lubricant must be stable toward the heat. It should not decompose during operation at a high temperature. Last part is the function of lubricants. It keep moving part apart, reduce the friction, it transfer the heat, carry away contaminant and debris, it transmit the power, protect against the wear and prevent the corrosion. This is about the function of the lubricant. Okay. Thank you very much for watching this lecture.